Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Om Shri Ramachandraya Namaha. Atulita Baladhamam Hemashailaabhadeham Danujavana Krishanum Jnaninam Agraganyam Sakala Guna Nidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Dhyayami Chinmayanandam Gurudevam Mahamatim Prema Purnam Kriyashilam Sada Lokahiteratam Kripalum Sundarakaram Samartham Satyadarshinam Vacha Tattva Prakashinya Shoka Moha Vinashinam. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Namah Shri Tulsi Dasa Sadvarishtaya Dhimate Puritam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamrite Nami. Om Shri Tulsi Dasaya Namaha. Hari Om, a very warm welcome. The most important day, so many from other places, other countries, other kingdoms have assembled there to watch the Dhanush Yajna. And we also saw how so many Rajas came showing off their strength while coming with their heads down while going. And it was also said 10,000 Rajas together tried to lift. And we also saw the import of it where even Ravana and Banasura tried and they did not succeed. And having seen all this, Janaka Maharaja rose up and then he told how he was frustrated And he also said that there were not a single hero in the in the whole world. Listening to this, Lakshmana got very angry. And then he said, Kahina sakat raghubir dar, lage bachan januban, nai ram pada kamal siru, bole gira praman. He did not like the word which Janaka Maharaj said, that there are no heroes at all in this whole world. And then he said, he first took permission as though, in a manner of saying, he touched the feet of Rama. Why? He could not contain himself. He could not resist. Why? Janaka's words pierced like an arrow in his ear. Therefore, he fell at the feet of Ramchandraji, touched his feet, and Bole Gira Pramana. He spoke with such a very, pregnant words, with lot of truth in it. रघुबंसी न महु जह को होई, तेहि समाज अस कहि न कोई, कहीं जनक जसि अनुचित बानी, विद्यमान रघुकुल मनि जानी, सुनहु भानुकुल पंकज भानु, कहूँ सुभावु न कछु अभिमानु, जाऊं तुम्हारी अनुशासन पावं, कंदुक इव ब्रह्मांड उठावं, काचे घट जिमि ढारं फेरी, सकऊं मेरु मूलक जिमि तोरी, तब प्रताप महिमा भगवाना, कोबा पुरोपि नाक पुराना, नाथ जानि अस आय सुहोवु, कौतुक करौ बिलोकिय सोवु, कमल नाल जिमि चाप चढ़ावो, जो जन सत प्रमाण लय धावो, तोरौ छत्र कदंड जिमि, तव प्रताप बलनाथ, जौन करौ प्रभु पद सपथ, करण धरौ धनुभात. He was so angry, so angry, so angry. Raghubamsan mahut jah ko hoi. He said, in an assembly, in a congregation, where one of the Raghus, he did not even mention Rama at that time, one of the Raghus' race is present, no one would dare speak like this. Tehi samajasa kahaina kovu. They don't dare speak when even one among the Raghu clan is present. You cannot dare speak like that. Kahi Janaka jasi anuchita bani. Raja Janaka spoke, like scandalous words, inappropriate words, outrageous words in this assembly. And that too, Vidyamana, having known clearly, Raghukula Mani Jani, that the Raghukula Mani, the jewel of Raghukula, is sitting, Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji is sitting here. How dare he speak like this? Now, please note in this one thing, Lakshmana's anger, all through Ramayana, not just here, all through Ramayana, Lakshmana's anger was never for himself. He never felt, even if somebody spoke ill about him, he would not care, he would not bother. Why? He has no ahankara of himself. That has been completely surrendered at the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. Therefore, his anger is never for himself, but he cannot stand if anybody talks ill about Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. Sunahu bhanukula pankaja bhanu. Hey bhanukula pankaja bhanu, meaning what? The descendant of the solar dynasty. Kahau subhavuna kachu abhimanu. I sincerely tell you, I have no ego. I have no, vain, or I don't have any boasting, etc., etc. I am not telling out of this, but jau tumhari anusasana pavam. If only you permit me, kundakaiva brahmanda uthavam. What? I can lift the whole Brahmanda like a small ball. And that too we may probably with our little, this one we may add a small tennis ball, not even the cork ball, the hard ball. Like a tennis ball I can lift the whole Brahmanda. Kache ghatajimi dharo phori. I can even smash. What is that? It is like, the half-baked mud pot, which is not fully ready for usage. And with a small pretext it can break. I can break like that half-baked pot, this whole universe. Sakau merumu lakajimitori. I can lift Meru Parvata and break it like how I can break a, what do you call it as? Radish. Mulaka means radish. I can break it like breaking a radish. That easy all these are when I have your blessings. Tava pratapa mahima bhagavana. All this does not happen because of my prowess or something like that. Tava pratapa, it is your glory, it is your greatness which will make me do all these things. Tava pratapa mahima bhagavana. Ko bapuro pinaka purana. What to talk of this old bow and all. I can just make it like that. Natha jani asa ayasuho. O Lord, Bhagavan, Ramchandraji, let me have your command. Just give me one command. All this within no time I will do. Kautuku karo biloki yeso. And I will do splendors. I will do wonders. Just need only your permission. Kamala nalajimi chapa chadavo. And what stinging the bow? I will just bend it like one lotus stalk. That stem of the lotus. Like that I can just break it like that. Jojana sata pramana laidhavo. Not only breaking or something like that. I can lift it in my hand and run Jojana sata. Shata means 100. Jojana means Yojana, which means 8 miles. 8 miles into 100, 800 miles. I can lift this bow and run 800 miles. These people are struggling only to even just move a little. I can lift and run 800 miles if only your grace is there with me. Shall I do that? Torau chatra kadanda jimi. All of you must have seen mushrooms during this rainy season. A lot of mushrooms come up. Mushrooms are very thin, very fragile, isn't it? Like a mushroom stack, I will just pull it like that and throw it away. I can do that. Tava pratapa balanatha. All these are what? Again and again he insists saying this. What is that? Nothing of mine, everything is yours. Tava pratapanatha. So, Lakshmana never claims that his strength is great. Never, nowhere. And only with the strength, the grace and blessings of Bhagavan, all this I can do. Please note this point. All the time remember, Lakshmana never wanted to show off his strength, but he says, I have no strength without the grace of the Lord. Therefore, Tava Pratapa Balanatha. Jauna karau Prabhu Pada Sapata Karana Gharau Ghanubhata. He says, in case I fail in doing whatever I have declared now, with the presence of Bhagavan, with the grace and blessings of Bhagavan, if I am unable to do, if I fail to do, for life, I will never handle a bow and arrow. Shapata, think, this is a promise. He says, I will never handle a bow, arrow, and I will never use a quiver again in my life. Now, at this point, we must have one thought very clear. When it comes to defending anything related to Ramchandraji, he even overlooked Vishwamitraji. Vishwamitraji was sitting there only. And both of them, Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji, both of them were under the care of Vishwamitraji. He even overlooked Vishwamitraji in a manner of saying to confirm to Ramchandraji, I cannot stand this insult. That is the commitment. That is the attitude of surrender which Lakshmanji had towards Ramchandraji. His brother only. Today, two brothers are ready to kill each other for the sake of petty property. But look at the commitment what Lakshmanji had towards his brother. लखन सकोप बचन जय बोले डगमगानी मही दिग्गज डोले सकल लोग सब भूप डेराने सियहि हर्षु जनकु सकुचाने गुर रघुपति सब मुनि मन माही मुदित भये पुनि पुनि पुलकाही सयनहि रघुपति लखनु निवारे प्रेम समेत निकट बैठारे. You will see one side Lakshmanji very aggressive, lot of rajas, and you will also see what is the guna of Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji, which is utterly sattva, absolutely peaceful. Now see, Lakhana Sakhopa Bachana Jay Bole. I have just cut in between. We will see this and go further. Lakhana Sakhopa Bachana Jay Bole. Lakshmana spoke with lot of anger because the Raghukula was insulted as though. Jagamagani Mahi Diggaja Dole. The way Lakshmana showed his anger, the whole earth as though shook. Notwithstanding the fearful anger of Lakshmana, Sakala Loka Sabu Bhupaderane, the whole assembly, all the lot of rajas, princes and all the people, everybody were afraid. They were seeing as though there was a terror. Siya hiya harashu janaku sakuchane. At the same time, what? Look at this. Siya hiya harashu. Sitaji's heart was extremely happy. Wasn't that the desire of Sitaji also? It was indeed the desire of Ramchandraji, but Ramchandraji's desire well controlled and well disciplined. Sitaji's too, of course. You will see until now she never opened her mouth. Isn't it? So, Siya hiya harasho, Janaku sakuchane, even Janaka, even he, blushed as though, even he was very happy. He was also waiting for that. Sitaji was waiting for that. Of course, Vishwamitraji was waiting for that. Lakshmana did not get the thread properly. Ramchandraji, Shanta Swarupa. Gura Raghupati Saba Muni Manamahi. Vishwamitraji, Raghu, Lord of Raghus, Ramchandraji, and all the hermits, Muni Mana, all the hermits, meaning all the sages, rishis who were there present, everybody's heart was so overfilled with joy, absolutely happy. And then probably from inside they must have told Lakshmana, well said, kudos, like that they must have told. Mudita bhaye puni puni pulakani. Everybody experienced that thrill, that joy, that happiness, that inexplicable joy. Again and again, puni puni pulakahi. Everybody is, experienced that horripilation when they heard Lakshmana's voice. Sayanahi Raghupati lakhanu nivare. At the same time, look at Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji. He did not shout, he did not say anything. He just looked at Lakshmanji, and Lakshmana turned towards Ramchandra ji. He only said, he only showed, Sayanahi, just a sign. What? Come and sit here. I am telling, he did not say that. He just asked him to sit there. Prema sameta nikata baithare. With love for Lakshmanji. What is this love? This love is pure love. He understands. Ramchandraji, of course, understands that Lakshmanji is only doing all this because of the love he had for Ramchandraji. Therefore, quietly he signed him to come and sit, and Lakshmanji comes and sits down. I remember, again, I might recall that experience what I had when I was watching Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana. In fact, I was not even into the spiritual field, I must tell you. I was just a small boy at that time, those days when it was being played. But certain drishya in that serial was so hard hitting on me, and it just remained permanently in my heart. One of the situation is this, where Ramchandraji signs Lakshmanji to come and sit down. Lakshmana with a bow, arrow, everything, tuck, he comes, and then thop, he sits on that chair. The very seating of Lakshmana in his asana itself proves how much he was disturbed. Thop, he sits down on the other. If possible, if you can find out that episode, you should see that. In fact, I would also tell you, why tell you, I am doing it now. While I am taking this, I am also reviewing that those particular episodes to bring that. I don't know how much I am able to bring, what you call it as that feelings, but then to the extent possible, I am trying to do. That particular episode where Lakshmana comes and sits down, it has really got stuck into my, in my bosom, I should say. That way he comes and then he sits down. Now, I told you earlier, Lakshmana's anger was never for himself. At the same time, now please be very attentive. There are few points which I would like to mention here. Lakshmana's anger was never for himself. At the same time, it was never like it was uncontrollable. He had that anger, but well controlled. Why? He knew his guru, Vishwamitraji is seated, Ramchandraji is seated. Therefore, not only therefore, even in all occasions you will find Lakshmana's anger is well controlled. Sorry, I have a little throat issue. That is why in the Vandana Prasanga, Bandavula Chimana Pada Jalajata Sitala Subhaga Bhagata Sukhadata. Tulsi Dasi did Vandana to Lakshmana. Bandavu Lachimana Pada Jalajata Sitala. Now look at this word. What we see Lakshmana is erupting time and again. But at the same time, he erupts only for the sake of Ramchandraji. When it comes to him, he is absolutely cool and quiet, other than when somebody provokes with reference to Ramchandraji. Sitala, Subhaga, Bhagata Sukhadata, the one who brings lot of joy to the devotees of Ramchandraji. That is the glory of Lakshmanji. And when we say all devotees were delighted, now please note, devotees were delighted for what Lakshmana spoke, but the delight in them is for the sake of Rama. Remember this. They were delighted for what Lakshmana spoke. At the same time, the delight is because of their love towards Ramchandraji. These are all very sukshma, very, very subtle, you have to understand. And we must also have one point very clear here. Any uncontrolled anger will only lead to disaster. I will repeat. Any uncontrolled anger only will lead to disaster. Whereas controlled anger is a great wealth for every one of us. Now please note one point very clearly. Having anger meaning what? Showing anger. There are two different things. One is showing anger, another one is becoming angry. Becoming angry always will lead to disaster, but showing anger for a particular purpose is always advised. Alright? Parampuja Gurudev Swami Chinmayanji very beautifully would say, I keep repeating this. Anger must be kept it in your pocket like a capped pen. You have a pen with a cap, you cap the pen and keep it in your pocket. It will be there. But you don't use it just like that. While talking to somebody, you don't open the pen and talk, isn't it? Normally. What do? Whenever there is something to write or to sign or something like that, you remove the pen, uncap the pen, sign or write whatever you want to do, recap the pen, put it back and forget it. Similarly, we must use our anger. Don't touch the pen when it is not required. Lift the pen when it is required, uncap the pen, use the pen, recap, put it inside. Similarly, wherever there is some work which requires to be done and it is not being done out of laziness, out of lethargy, out of inertia, whatever it may be, or wrongly being done, then use that anger, uncap, use it for the sake of the work to be done. Once it is done, recap, put it back. Very next second, I have seen Param Puja Gurudev, was with him for several months and years. He will roar like a lion. Next moment, he will turn on the other side and laugh and speak with the others. Great Mahatma. And people who are next to him, who were with him, would understand that wonderful talent of using anger yet not becoming angry. Similarly, Lakshmana as though used the anger at this time. In case Lakshmana had not opened up, Rama is there, I'll just keep quiet. It would have been over. Then what is to be done would not have got done. Isn't it? Therefore, we must have anger, controlled anger, and this controlled anger will never become a negative aspect of a personality. It is a wealth of a personality. That is the glory of Lakshmana. Now, Ramchandraji also did not jump. Oh, don't say, I'm here, I will do it. No. He kept quiet. Why? The reason is Vishwamitraji is there. A guru is equivalent to a Bhagavan. When the guru says something, quietly obey. And if he doesn't say anything, keep quiet. Look at that. That is the glory of the culture, the learning, the glory of the teaching. All this we see in this episode here, all through Ramayana, of course. Therefore, Rama never rushed to lift the bow. Even though he had that love for Sita after seeing her, the love for Sita has already risen in his heart. Still, he did not jump to lift the bow. That ability to accept whatever may happen is another beautiful value, a beautiful culture which one has to develop. Alright, now because both of them, Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji, were under the spell of Vishwamitra, meaning what? They are under the care of Vishwamitraji. Both of them took care of their own Maryada. Lakshmanji did take permission, did namaskara to Ramchandraji, and then he spoke. In case at that time if Ramchandraji had said, no, keep quiet, Lakshmana would not have spoken. He would have just kept quiet. Then the whole thing would have changed. In fact, Ramayana itself would not have been there. Isn't it? Therefore, Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji, both of them, they remained within the boundary of their Maryada. That is a glory. Then, not only that, Vishwamitraji and Ramchandraji also, they were waiting for the appropriate time. Now see, what was the purpose of their coming here? Vishwamitraji may have some inner, what do you call it in local terms, in ordinary terms, in our terms, inner agenda. Vishwamitraji, in a manner of saying, had that desire that Ramchandraji should get married to Sitaji. But he never expressed it to anyone. He never expressed it to anyone, including Ramchandraji, including Dasharatha or Janaka. He never spoke to anyone like that. But then his desire also was there. But at the same time, when he told Dasharatha that I will take the boys, his purpose was Yajna Raksha. One. Once that was completed, he said, this Dhanush Yajna, we will just see and then go. Because it was Dhanush Yajna, Ramchandraji also got inspired. Why? He had that, Yajna Shabda was had a soft corner as though. So they came. They came only to witness. Alright. Third point. Because they came only to witness the whole program, they had been put in a separate higher pedestal. Otherwise, Ramchandraji must have sat along with the other Rajas. Alright, it was also mentioned, somewhere it has been written, one of the commentator writes, it is as though the other Rajas were speaking, as though it was a, now it is cricket season, no? Match fixed, they say, in the cricket. Similarly, probably they must have used their own terminologies, I would not know. One of the Rajas went, oh, this has already been decided. It is only an eyewash. Like that, somebody also made a comment. But we know the truth, isn't it? Because everybody were given. Now see, Ramchandraji was not given the first chance. Therefore, no Raja could anyway speak anything. Why? They got a chance. In case the Rajas would have broken the vow, they would have got married to Sita. Is it not? Therefore, they cannot complain that it is a pre-arranged event for eyewash. No, everybody tried their chance. Therefore, appropriate time had to come for Rama to go and take the vow. Therefore, Vishwamitraji also kept quiet. Think, Ramchandraji went only at the end. And then, in the beginning, Rama was not asked, will you also try? Would you like to try? Would you want to try? Nothing. He was just made to sit there as a spectator. Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji both were spectators along with Vishwamitraji. So he was not asked. Meaning what? The question of Ramchandraji making an attempt was never there in the mind. They were only spectators. If Ramchandraji they had a mind and Ramchandraji would have given the first this one, others would say, I could have also done that. You did not give me a chance. No, the chance was given. Nobody could lift. Therefore, at the end, and that too, after Janaka Maharaj, outrageously said that there are no heroes in the world, then at that time only Lakshmana had to get up, and then only Ramchandraji was asked to lift the bow. Therefore, the glory of Ramchandraji, the glory of the bow, both were well taken care and both were well established. Ramchandraji and Vishwamitraji must have thought, let them all try. We have not come for that. We came for participation. We just came as spectators. Let them try. But what happened? Nobody could succeed, and therefore, at the end, after Lakshmana rose up, then Vishwamitraji had to tell. Now see. Viswamitra samaya subhajani बोले अति स्नेहमय बानी उठहु राम बंजहु भव चापा मेटेहु तात जनक परितापा सुनि गुरु बचन चरण सिरुनावा हर्षु विषादु न कछूर आवा ठाढ़े भय उठी सहज सुबाए ठवनि जुबा मृगराजु लजाए उदित उदयगिरि मंच पर रघुबर बाल पतंग बिकसे संत सरोज सब हर्षे लोचन भृंग सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। भगवान श्री रामचंद्र जी, Lakshman ji were completely under the care of Vishwamitra ji, indicates how we should behave in our daily life, not throw tantrums for every small petty things, but at the same time remain under well-controlled teacher. Think. Therefore, Udita Udayagiri Mancha Para Raghubara Bala Patanga Bikase Santa Saroja Sabha Harashe Lochana Bringa. Now, Vishwamitra Samaya Subhajani. Vishwamitra ji, now he understood what? This is the appropriate time. All the kings have already tried and failed. Janaka Maharaj expresses anguish and Lakshman also counters that anguish with proper, appropriate, deep, truthful words. Until then, Vishwamitra ji remains calm. We will also find such a beautiful occasion in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. First chapter is completely what? Arjuna Vishada Yoga. A lot of trouble, lot of pain. Arjuna expresses lot of Vishada. So much of confusion. All during that time, Krishna never spoke. Krishna kept quiet. Similarly, we find Vishwamitra ji and Ramchandra ji, they remained quiet. They never spoke a word. Even in the second chapter, up to the 10th shloka, both of them, Krishna never spoke. When Arjuna completely surrenders at the feet of Krishna and says, Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam, I am now your Shishya, please guide me. Until he said that, Krishna never opened his mouth. Similarly, Vishwamitra ji never opened his mouth until this appropriate time came. See, Vishwamitra Samaya Subhajani. Now he understood this is the right time. Bole ati sanehamaya bani. He then spoke. How? With words which are very soothing, which had lots of love. Premamaya, Snehamaya. Bani. Very affectionate terms he tells. Uthahu Rama Bhanjahu Bhava Chapa. Hey Rama, arise. Uthahu, arise. And Bhanjahu, break the bow. Bhava Chapa. Bhava Chapa is very interesting. Bhava Chapa is that bow, Shiva Dhanush. Bhava means Shiva. And Chapa, Bana, Shiva Bhana. Shiva, what do you call it as? Dhanush. Break it. Metahu Tata Janaka Paritapa. Look at that very interesting outlook. By breaking, he never said, break it and go and wed Sitaji. No. What did he say? Metahu, remove. Hey Tata, my dear son, my dear Rama, Metahu Janaka Paritapa. Remember, that this is called Maryada. When he has brought them to only witness, he did not jump. Now you can get married to. No. He said, Janaka Paritapa Metahu. please relieve Janaka from his anguish, from his pain. He has already suffered a lot in his heart. Even during this very event, thousands and thousands, 10,000 kings together had come. Let us suppose if it had got broken, whom will Sita marry? 10,000 kings. Think. Therefore, there is always a divine intervention, not only in this episode, in this particular occurrence in Ramayana, but in every one of our lives, there is always a divine intervention. Respect the divinity in it. Accept the divinity. Obey the divinity. And respond. Do not react. Think. Suni Guru Bachana Charana Sirunava. On hearing Suni Bachana, the words of the Guru, Charana Sirunava, Rama bowed his head at the feet of Vishwamitraji. He never rushed. He was not desperate. Think. Yes, he did have that love for Sita, but it was never revealed. Only when Tulsidasi says or Valmiki ji says, only then others come to know that he had that quiet, pure love for Sita ji. It was not the dirty love, it was pure love. But at the same time, never expressed. Remember, therefore, he never rushed with a desperate mood. Oh, can I do? Oh, can't. Oh, no. He was absolutely. Now see, Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, the Shad Sampatti, Ramchandraji exhibited here so clearly. Shama, quietude of the mind, absolutely calm along with the Guru. Dhamma, he did not exercise his physical body. No. He was absolutely, totally in control of his physical body, of his emotional mind. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira were absolutely in control. Uparama, that controlled energy, he retained until the next instruction. Titiksha, patience. He waited for the instruction from Vishwamitra. He did not bounce. Shraddha, he had faith in his Guru. Whatever his Guru Vishwamitraji says, it must be correct. Whatever happens, Shastreshu, Guru Vakyeshu, Satya Buddhi Avadharana, Sa Shraddha Katita. Shraddha is defined like that. Shastreshu, in the Shastra, Guru Vakyeshu, in the words of the Guru, one must have 100% unquestionable faith. Total faith. If the Guru says, shows one deep well, and the Guru says, go and fall, just go and fall. Don't ask why. And when you fall down, by mistake, you are alive. Then ask him, Guru, what is next? Don't ask, why did you ask me to fall? Think. This is called Shraddha. This is called Sharanagati. Think. Suni Guru listened. So with that, Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, mind is absolutely at still. No elevation, no deflation. Absolutely quiet. Harashu Bishaduna Kachurava. There was no, look at this, another beautiful statement. Harashu, great joy. Bishadu, sorrow. Nakachurava, none of the, eruption out of desperation. Nothing. He was absolutely quiet. Well, collected, calm, quiet. Gita says, Samatvam yoga uchyate. To remain at still whatever happens, good, bad, indifferent. We get erupted when good also, we become very, very, very hypertensive. When bad happens, we just throw ourselves down and cry and make such a big noise. Isn't it? Now, this is a very wonderful example. Remain quiet. Parampuja Gurudev would always say, very, very powerful statement. Remember, even this will pass away. Remember, even this will pass away. Good times come, it will go. Bad times come, it will go. This experience in the world outside is never permanent. Allow it to come, allow it to go. When it comes, don't be elated. When it goes, don't be deflated. When it comes, say, hi, welcome. When it goes, oh, you're going, thank you, bye, visit again. Tell that. Do we have that guts? That guts of expecting you are welcome to what? To bad situations. Come again when you say, meaning what? You may come. I am not affected. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam satitiksha nigadyate. Sarva dukkhanam sahanam, remain undisturbed. Think. Harashu bishadu na kachu urava. Thade bhaye uti sahaja sabhaye. Then what did he do? He quietly got up, and when he got up, when he stood in that sabha, his natural grace, that royal grace, the very native of the Raghukula, that grace everybody experienced. Thavana juba mrigaraju lajaye. This particular, way of getting up and standing, it put to shame all the lions and grand elephants who are always thinking, the way the lion walks. But the way Ramchandraji stood, it put all of them to shame. That was the grace of Bhagavan. Tulsidas at very many moments, he keeps giving moment to moment, minute to minute commentary, running commentary, as though Udita Udayagiri Manchapara, like the early morning sun beautifully rose in the eastern horizon. Raghubara Bala Patanga. Raghuvara, the chief of Raghu, he stood with a great honor from his elevated seat. Bikase Santa Saroja Sabha Harashe Lochana Bhringa. All the saints were all delighted. They were all waiting for that moment. Nagaravasis were waiting for the moment. What to talk of Sitaji? Harashe Lochana Bhringa. Everybody delighted their beautiful eyes like the bee which has seen the flower. How beautiful. Therefore, these are all wonderful incidences which teach us a lot. We must be alive, we must be awake, and to see this particular knowledge that is being given to us out of the very incidents that take place. Now the next, what happened is a very beautiful poetic description of Tulsidas ji, which we will take up tomorrow. Alright? Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.